Hey Legionnaires, welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 historical battle for you today, and today we have the Battle of Ulm, which wasn't really a battle as such, as the Austrians did in fact surrender before the battle even really begun. General Mack was in fact surrounded and surrendered before his army could even be massacred. So it was actually in fact a French victory, but today we are changing history slightly, and we are having the French actually attack. They are gonna spare no prisoners today, as General Mack's army is surrounded in this little sort of like pass here. It was actually fully surrounded in history, but so there would have been like a French corps behind it, but we couldn't find a map that we really liked for that sort of thing. So we went with this scenario here instead. This was actually a battle that we did do on the stream quite a few weeks ago. I thought I'd show it off to you guys. Something a little bit different. It's another alt history sort of battle, and it's quite a fun one. I had quite a bit of fun. There was like one major issue that did happen into it, but it certainly had the makings of a really fun battle. Certainly this far side over here had a really good time, and we will definitely be watching that as the Grenadiers of the reserve come forward here. This is a Grenadiers Oudinot, to be precise. These guys look awesome. They really do. Yeah, so it seems as though the French are coming forward here. We do have Lannes here, but the skirmish is already coming up. Then further back we have Murat. So Murat's corps will be an entire cavalry corps. So we'll say plenty of cuirassiers here today. That is for sure. I'm excited to see these guys in action. Yeah, lots of cuirassiers actually. My gosh. And then over here we have another Lannes army. So we have two Land corps, and then all the way over on the far side we have Ney. So I'm not sure who is the commander of one of these armies. This one is Lannes, so I don't know if the other one, that's Murat back there. I don't know who is in command of this one actually over here, this army. Doubt it is another Lannes. I imagine it could be, you never know. It could be Huguenot's Grenadiers. I doubt it is, but it could be. Because he's the only sort of unique unit I've seen. Or it could be Jean de Billy, I don't know. I imagine it's probably the Grenadiers. But yeah, so, and then we have 4 Austrian corps over here. They're all kind of hidden at the moment. I was playing as one of these Austrian corps. I was actually back here, I think, sort of defending this farmhouse. But we do have an Austrian corps already starting to appear over here, and it's getting battered hard. We've got Grenadiers here, taking quite a few losses from this artillery piece that we started looking at. Say, a German one, a Württemberg one, maybe? No, Bavarian, in fact. Okay, yeah, the Bavarians. Bavaria was actually taken by the French. It was annexed by the French from the Austrians in this, after this battle, or like resulting after the War of the Third Coalition. So, they did lose Bavaria. So, yeah, so the Bavarians obviously have a new overlord. They are willing to fight for the Frenchies here today. But yes, if you're enjoying NTW3 and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment showing support. It really does help out the channel. And yes, we're working towards 8K subs. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support recently, and just keep it up. Like I said, if you're new around here, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. Get your Nan to subscribe as well. She probably would love to see some Napoleonic action. Get everyone, you know, to subscribe. We'll hit 8K in no time at all. Grenadiers here, so I think this might be the General Oudinot's unit. I'm not sure, but it might be. You've got another Grenadiers unit here coming up. These guys don't have bearskins. They are clearly inferior Grenadiers. But behind those Grenadiers is also cavalry massing. I've got plenty of Dragoons getting ready here. One of the things with the Austrian armies are that they can't usually form square. Their infantry is a bit panzer doing that. One thing they can do is bring a sheer amount of numbers. Look at the artillery position up here. Look at that position. They can just charge up that hill with the first bit of cavalry action. We're going to see some, looks like some chevaliers going in against dragoons, and also looks like chasseurs cheval, 2 units that are charged in there. Austrians did lose in that. It was a 2v1. Kind of expect it. The French have got to be the aggressors here today, so Mack and the Austrians will be playing defensive. And the French will be being very aggressive, trying to kick them out of this little ravine. Oh, the artillery disappeared. God damn it, this is the volley started. I just sensed that the volley was coming, and then all of a sudden they're like, haha, we have camouflage, and disappeared. But yeah, so Jean and Carrie, this could be also, I mean, I don't know, unique units like this are usually the, like with a general name, they're usually the general, but that Grenadier unit, just because it's the size of it, makes me feel like it is a general unit. Chasseurs return though. So that's a big win there for the French. I doubt those Austrians returned. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Yeah, look at the cuirassier line lining up here. This is incredible. And this heavy cav can like break through squares. Like heavy cav is incredible. One of the only downsides for it is though is incredibly slow. So once it gets pretty tired, it's pretty easy to shoot with your infantry. So you've got to obviously look after pretty well. But yes, if you want to get involved in some NTW3 scenarios, like the Battle of Ulm here, or sending your own replays, feel free to join the Discord. The link is down below in the description. One of the best places with a great NTW3 community. So yeah, if you want to get some battles, or I don't know, join some scenarios, or set up some scenarios, that is the best place to go. It's got a great active NTW3 community. Chevalier's Bavarian here. Ooh, these guys look. They always remind me of British Light Cav, just because of their their helmets they got on. They just remind me of the British Light Cav. It looks like the artillery here is done. They got the horse artillery now moving. They're skedaddling. Looks like they're going to go into this forest. I mean, not a bad idea. It gives them some more cover, but I think they were really worried about anything. There is artillery back here dueling for the Austrians, and the Austrian line has disappeared here. So yeah, not much going on just yet. We are both sides just kind of being a little bit passive, just working out what is where. The Austrian line here is now all just appeared in the center. Got the artillery here that should really fire at this cavalry. Don't know why it's holding its fire, but there it is, holding its fire. And there's a big, massive infantry back here that we have lots of grenadiers of the line all waiting in here. These guys just patiently waiting, just waiting for the order to fix bayonets and charge in. Got more infantry back here as well. Yeah, there's a lot of infantry massing in this wood. And they're going to then just storm out of there, you imagine, and charge for these Austrian lines at some point. Yeah, this cav still looking. I think it's looking for gaps in the Austrian line. I mean, at the moment there is an angle here, and it doesn't seem like there's any Austrian troops to defend that angle at the moment. But they should be okay. I am just going to fast forward for a moment just to see if anything happens. And if not, then I will make a cut and we will rejoin when the action actually does begin. Because right now, yeah, not much in the way going on. But the Austrian guns up here, they're quite happy to duel. Both sides have a bit of a hill. And obviously, the best place to put your artillery is on a hill, because you can see plenty of stuff then. And then you can see these guys just firing straight at the other, the French artillery all the way on that hill. Well, I say that. They changed angle. They're going for that. They're going for that poor cavalry. Yes. Oh, they hit it. They did hit it. Well done, guys. Promotion for you. And there you go. They broke that cav just like that. Very nicely done. And that's how easy it is to break cav if you can hit it anyway. That's the main problem. Trying to hit it. Dragoons now coming forward. Maybe they're going to replace the Chevaliers in the scouting. Oh, there's a tiny little dragoon unit here. I'd send forward first. Yeah, we'll go back to fast forwarding now. We'll just see if anything does occur. But if not, then like I said, we will just cut. I mean, the French are taking their own time, just marching forward here. You know, they just don't want to be too quick to the front lines. Some Leger here, which always look very different to the mainline infantry, but they do look very damn fancy with their green plumes here, looking very, very good. But yeah, I actually can't see any of the Austrian lines now, so yeah, I'm gonna make a quick cut. And ooh, actually, wait a minute. Voltigier's coming forward. We'll hold for now, because if the Voltigier's here get into some action, this could start to be a catalyst for quite a lot more, but we'll see. Or not. They can't see anything in front of them. I don't know what they're expecting to shoot at. Get a bit closer, boys. Get a bit closer. But yeah, I'm going to make a quick cut, and I'll see you guys in a moment when the action gets underway. Okay, so we are back, and there is a bit of action going on. Voltigeurs here are about to get charged, but it looks like some hussars here. These guys really desperate to go out and go and silence these skirmishes, and they're going to make it. I thought maybe some French cav would come and save them. No, it seems like these Voltigeurs here are going to be left to die. So for them, they are done for. And then I think I get the second one. I mean, there's plenty of, yeah, French infantry just here. And they can just fire in on the cavalry. Looks like the cavalry's going to ignore the infantry. Oh, I thought he was going to maybe ignore this infantry and just go for the guns. It might have made it, you know. But now they have no chances. The French cav comes forward. But the French cav did just get shot. Yep, that's always handy. French cav just getting blown up by its own artillery. It's a risk, I guess, you have being in this profession. As always, unlucky. And we have another charge over on this side as another unit. Ulan goes in here and actually does get to the gun. Are they going to be able to round it? I don't know. They got very, very close. Morale did drop. I mean, it definitely helped because the French infantry back here did fire. And they're going to do so again. Oh, look at that. How did they not break into this artillery? I do not know. They just shot and should have gunned down their entire infantry unit there, I feel like. You guys are clearly, I mean, well, for a good thing you're inaccurate. Because you just missed all that infantry in front of you. Or maybe that's being accurate. I don't know. Another cavalry unit back here has been just taken out as well. Another Austrian cavalry unit that's taken out by chasseurs back here. So there's Austrian cavs sneaking on behind. Need to be aware of that. That is for sure. But yes, at the Battle of Ulm, there was 40,000 Austrians captured. That is a huge amount of prisoners to take in one battle. That is about 80,000 French managed to encircle 40,000 Austrians. Which is, yeah, like I said, an incredible amount to take. And with minimal losses. Both sides really didn't take any losses. Like I said, General Mack realized the situation his army was in and just surrendered and said he was like, "Yep, I'm not gonna risk and waste my men's lives fighting in a battle that where I'm surrounded and outnumbered." And probably did the smart thing, to be honest. Like I said, it was not going to work out for them. But we are going to see in this older history what happens if Mack does in fact fight the battle, and we can see Austrian lines now. They are in range, I imagine, of these Frenchies here. Let's get a volley, boys. For the Emperor. Both sides now fighting for an Emperor as well. You've got the Emperor of France and the Emperor of Austria. Or well, it was the Habsburg Emperor. I mean, he is still a Habsburg, but, you know, he did have the Holy Roman Empire. But since dissolved it. Oh, actually, has he? Let me just check. He wouldn't have actually at this point because he's still got, I think he's still got Austerlitz to come. So I think he's, after Austerlitz he just dissolved it. So I guess he is still technically Holy Roman Emperor at this point. Good for you, man. Good for you. There's a title that well, actually it's not really a title that Napoleon ever wanted. He could have reformed the Holy Roman Empire title if he really wanted to. Didn't want to, because he clearly knew that the Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman nor an empire.
Sir, our general is under attack.
Got our infantry here now firing off. Got a lot of German infantry firing here. Very good, boys. Very good. Yeah, the Austrians pushing forward here. I mean, they're taking a lot of artillery fire from that artillery on the hill. Just knocking down rank after rank. But as you can see, the French are retreating. There's line infantry here, kind of been left behind though to deal with the problem. The Grenadiers still here. Yeah, really, this is the only real push there is at the moment. I mean, the Austrians are getting shots off. There's no way this poor little one infantry unit's going to win on its own, but it can try. It can try, that is for sure. Fire when ready, boys. Yes, who do you think is going to win? Do you think Austria is going to change history and win the Battle of Ulm against all odds? Or is France going to crush the Austrian armies once again, as they have done time and time again so far in this war? Yeah, also hitting these guys back is knocking them back quite a bit. But yeah, these Austrians get point blank range. I guess their accuracy isn't that great. So yeah, point blank range. Hopefully they can form square because there's a cavalry unit coming up here. Dragoons. Now about to charge in. Oh, are they not? What is... Oh, they have Austrian cav to deal with first. Some Austrian Uhlans here. The French did break, but there's another Dragoon unit coming up, and that Austrian, yep, might break as well. It's always possible. And here we go. We've got Grenadiers charging in. And the Austrians counter-charge. And that's exactly what the French won. You can see here, look at this. Grenadiers is going to fly on in, getting hit by their own artillery. Did you see those men fly by? That was hilarious. French are learning to fly. Austrians did break one of the Grenadiers, but they're going to lose a lot of troops here. And we've got a general dead. Look at that. G has lost a general here. So yeah, that is the French army over here losing its general in a sneaky cav charge here. So really well done. That could cause a lot of problems. But the Austrians did lose 5 infantry units here in a charge. And we've now got cuirassiers coming forward. The heavies have been mobilized. And what is the first sort of fight we're having here. And the dragoons also look like they're going to get out there. It's really the cav. Cav and grenadiers did all the work there. One of the grenadiers did break. That is a bit of a problem. But you know what? They still got the grenadiers of the reserve. Udenor's men. And most of these Austrians should return, hopefully. But yeah, killing a general for Austria, big win. That is a good start to the battle for Austria. But yeah, we will watch as this artillery over here starts to duel with the French. I think they're both. I mean, the Austrians have certainly got a bit of a hill to fire from. Getting close. Bouncing the shots very close actually to the French artillery. Very unlucky not to hit any. I mean, they have actually taken casualties, so that's always a start. The Austrian army is now starting to reveal itself. It's really blobbed up here. I feel like this is just a little bit too easy for the French artillery to rip through its ranks. That is for sure. But good thing they have plenty of infantry, because there's plenty of French infantry here waiting in the wings as well. Chasseur Cheval. Very handy. Just the cavalry corpses down here as the artillery just minds its own business. It's going to carry on firing. And you also got all the infantry back there as well. It looks great. NTW3 is just, I don't know, it just really does make me love it. Napoleonic. I mean, I already do love the Napoleonic period, but yeah, even more playing NTW3. And even just watching replays, it just goes, gosh, the Napoleonic era is probably one of the best eras in history, in my opinion. But the French coming forward here, look at this. Big, massive infantry coming forward. Mix of French and Bavarians. So that's good to see. Good to see the Bavarians, you know, showing up. They already are very much loyal. Grenadiers Bavarians. Very cool. See how good they are in combat. But yeah, you can see already the Austrians giving more ground. There's the guns here firing. I don't know what they're firing at exactly, but French lines are opening up now. And it's now this flank over on here. So we've seen the right flank of the French have to deal with a Austrian push. And now it's the left flank of the French making a push. Okay, we did have a little bit of a crash, but we are back. And as you can see, we are back where we left off. The French are advancing. The Austrian grenadiers are piling in the fire right now. They are trying to hold back this French line, but it keeps going forward right now. It is a bit relentless. The French are getting ready, and what's more worrying for the Austrians is that there is a lot of Chevalier Guards, a lot of cav generally just massing on around. We've got lots of, we've got Carabiniers here, in fact. We've got some more Carabiniers, so some heavy cav here being pushed forward. This is always a bad sign to see. Dragoons as well, but yeah, already as a buckling line here, as we have Grenadiers breaking, and we have German infantry that looks like it's about to follow very soon. Really, the player needs to make his lines a little bit thinner, make them like, well, not thinner, sorry, like make them thicker almost, and make more like columns. As you can see, the French have got more columns going on, and it's actually working for them. That's what you need in NTW3 for morale sakes. It just is a little bit better. I know sometimes it does work, certainly for like the British and other factions, having longer lines seems to work more in favour, but for the Austrians for sure, columns is better. The morale is pretty like pathetic as it is. We do have more German infantry going forward here to replace the gaps. But the gaps are starting to show, which is a little bit worrying. We have lots of grenadiers here in this front line. Lots and lots of grenadiers. More infantry break-ins with more grenadiers going as well. It's a bad sign. What is this unit over here? Oh, it's more grenadiers in the line. Okay, these grenadiers getting massed and ready to go in. What do we have here? Oh, it's just Austrian infantry unit just waiting patiently. And here we go. The French line advances. French are just getting very, very close. Like pinpoint accuracy is what they want here. The French prepare for another brutal volley. There you go. Really nice volley. That should break that Austrian unit dead ahead of them. It has, in fact. There you go. The Austrians have got to change something there because they're just getting beaten back time and time again. Second line here to try and fill in the gap that is forming on this right hand side. The Austrian center though is looking like it's going to start to crumble. Yeah, morale is looking shaky. The French are getting in point blank range, and brutal volleys are being let off. And you can see the Austrian lines, yep, just starting to break there. More and more lines. And with each unit that breaks, the other ones are starting to lose morale as well. There is also, I will just mention, a little cavalry fight actually going on. Oh, it's not a cavalry fight, I don't think, actually. There is a little sneaky French cav unit back here. It's just a cheval, and it has found a Austrian square blocking this little sneaky path. So the French are trying to flank in behind there, but failing to do so. And it looks like we're going to have even more Austrian lines now coming up. And here we go. We have a charge going in. Grenadiers charging in against the Grenadiers of France as well. So both Austrian and French Grenadiers going in here. Both sides clashing. And the Austrian Grenadiers have broken. And we have a charge here. We have got Carabiniers going in. Looks like they maybe have stopped by squares. I think they have actually been stopped by squares. So that's good there by the Austrians. Actually managed to form square with their Grenadiers. Or at least it looks like they have this unit. Morale is not looking great. And units starting to break over here. Long lines now starting to crumble. And there you go. It looks like the French are still going to break through. Their Grenadiers here are still killing off these units, even though that they were in square. And now the Austrians need to be in full retreat. They need to get out of here. But more troops charging in. I do not know why Austria's doing this. Why he's sending in some brave Austrians to try and hold the line is just suicidal. So there you go. We have more Grenadiers going in, sacrificing themselves for nothing because there's no way they're getting out of there alive. And there needs to be an all-out retreat on this Austrian side here as the French have managed to smash through. They need to hopefully get some troops reorganized. We get more and more Grenadiers being charged in pointlessly. They're on low morale. They're tired. They're watching their comrades break. And there you go. They break as well. Yeah, it seems really pointless, to be honest, by the Austrian player here to just be charging in infantry. He just needs to retreat. That's all he needs to do. The cuirassies now coming up. They look like they're maybe running. I don't know. They got their swords raised. It looks like they should be charging, but they are coming forward. I mean, this could maybe save the Austrians. It may be a worthy sacrifice. We have a charge over here as the Austrians retreat. The cavalry here swoops in and tries to take out the guns. Got a little bit of lag there. Hopefully we'll be all right. It's just Cheval there getting in. They're going to take out those guns. And the looks like the Carabiniers there as well, maybe? I don't know. Oh, the Carabiniers flanking from the side. And it's just going to rout those guns very easily there as they try to save them. We've got a square here forming. I mean, they're going to be safe, but the guns are certainly nothing but dead. Put it like that. And as you can see, mass rout going on over here. Cavalry has been broken here, though, which is good to see. The Austrians managed to make some sort of a resistance on this far right-hand side. So the center, yeah, not looking great at the moment, though. There is a bit of a fight left in the Austrians here, and we are actually seeing a charge now by the cuirassies. They are getting in there, but the unit's kind of getting in drips and drabs, and it looks like they are going to break, in fact, and then fail to break many of these French lines here, which is a shame to see. The squares here managing to repel them, and yeah, those Austrian cuirassies have been sent packing. How is it going on the Austrian left? Austrian left, can't really see much of what is going on, but yeah, I imagine they are probably on the retreat as well, seeing that their allies are having to be forced back. Long lines being retreated here. And it looks like, I mean, my next place of defense, I believe, is at the farmhouse here. So that's where I'm going to hold next. I believe this is going to be a position that they're going to try and hold. It looks like the Austrian, I don't know what this Austrian player over here is doing. He just keeps sending in infantry. Kind of almost getting them killed. Really dumb. Really should not be doing this. Get them out of there. I mean, like, as well, send them in one by one. They're going, it's like, if you're going to send them all in, send them in all at once. The Grenadiers getting gunned down. Just retreat these guys, man. And there you go. Grenadiers getting broken. I'm going to see these lines. I mean, the thing is like, all these units breaking, they're breaking. These two units are never going to make it there, as the morale is just screwed. And we've got the general now pushing up. I think this player's just throwing in the towel, which is really cowardly. They should not do that. And it kind of screws over their opposition. Guns back here broken. Were they shot to pieces? I don't know how they've been broken. There's no cav nearby or like anything like that. I don't know how they've really broken. Maybe just random infantry shot? I'm really not sure. I'm kind of lost on that one. But we have big cuirassier lines now forming up back here, which is a real problem. Cuirassiers and Carabiniers. So the heavies are being mobilized on this far side here as the French sense blood. The Austrians did try and push for another charge up this hill. Again, have been scared off this hill by a mix of dragoons, infantry, and artillery. So yeah, a good job there as these 8-pounders continue to pound the Austrian line and the Austrian left. But yeah, so it's not looking good on this far side here for the Austrians. They're just kind of... Yeah, one of the players, I think, just decides to just give in. He's like, I've been beaten, I'm just going to throw stuff away. When it's just silly because, yeah, you may lose some men, may lose some units to NTW3, but men will return. Certainly as Austria, they've got like 2 or 3 goes in them sometimes. They're big units, sometimes they'll hold for a while. But then in they go. I don't know why we're getting a silent sound here for charging, but there you go. Very strange. But yeah, the French and the Austrians there, they're battling it on. They're going to fight it out. And I think those German infantry are actually making a dash for it now. They're going back to Vienna. And as you can see here, the French lines are pushing forward. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit because there's not too much going on. Not too much combat going on. There's a bit of a fight over here as we have Austrian troops moving upward. Who is this? This is just, it's just a little dragoon unit here that's just threatening the flank. Really, these Austrians need to keep retreating. The guns here are, I mean, they've got a good line of sight at the moment. Let's see if they can get some shots off here. You're going to have to pull off a miracle here, artillery of Austria. They're hitting hard on these Legere down here, so they're getting some good shots in. Legere here getting shaken, but they're not stirred just yet. What I'm really worried about for the Austrians is all this heavy cav that's still lingering around. There's still a lot of cav for the French. But remember that Murat is an entire cavalry corps on his own. Plus there's extra cavalry, extra dragoons being brought by other corps. So they're doing well on cavalry, that is for sure. They've got Ney here behind his line, supporting his German and French troops here. They're mainly French. And here we go. Here's the next line of resistance here by the Austrians. They have made a decent line here, made up of a mix of grenadiers and just basic line infantry. I don't know why it's just we're having a few random lag spikes. I don't know what it is. It might be, I don't know, it might just be the replay. The Austrians here. Look at this. I mean, it's actually looks quite nice. Look at like the farmhouse behind. Iconic. Almost screenshot worthy, I'd say. But you can see the French. I mean, actually, the Austrians still have a lot of reserves. Like, if this player here held on, the Austrians still have plenty of men, and they can still hold this line. They just have to just retreat a little bit and just accept they've taken a few losses. Just wear down the French a little bit. They have time to turn this around. But it's now going to be really tough on the Austrians. I mean, their next line of defense around this farmhouse could be pretty nasty. They could do a decent amount of damage here. They're just going to hope that these cuirassiers are used poorly and charged in on futile charges. But I'm seeing a push here already. We're seeing cavalry here. Uhlans are trying to retreat as they've been caught out here. We've got dragoons, Lagarde, Capete getting around the flank. They're now in behind. Once this cavalry's in behind, they're in real trouble with the Austrians. And that'll be not the death of the Austrian armies, but it will certainly make it difficult. Once cavalry's in behind, it can just threaten anything like artillery, generals, vulnerable infantry.
They killed their general. Now they must break.
A general has fallen, though. I believe that might have been the general that was part of that army that just suicided in. So there you go. We have a charge there by the Garde Capet. They just charged straight into some infantry and broke them. That was pretty damn nasty. Luckily, some of these Austrians could form a square, and they're going to be able to hold on the flank. But yeah, the dragoons here, they're just dashing off into the distance here, actually cutting down, milking some kills there. Cheeky boys. But here we go. Are we about to see a heavy cavalry push here? We're seeing Carabineers coming forward. Will the Austrians form square? Can they even form square? And there in go the Carabineers, and that is a pretty nasty damn charge. I mean, that is juicy. These grenadiers should be able to form square. They're usually the only units that can form square for the Austrians. It seems like that's a no. And yeah, as you can see here, these Austrians getting caught out. I think they're just going to get overwhelmed. There is a second line here. These guys might need to start thinking about firing, because these Carabiniers are causing a few problems, but they might break in a moment. Their morale. And there has been a charge in the back lines as well by the Dragoons Capet here. As you can see, they're actually challenging with the cuirassiers here that we do have going on. And I don't think these cuirassiers are going to be beaten here. These Dragoons are biting off maybe a little bit more than they can chew. Yeah, cuirassiers there. They're asking a lot. Sorry, asking a lot to break the cuirassiers. But another charge here by the French infantry. And in they go, going in against the lines here. Look at that. Just a mass routing is causing a lot of morale issues here. Really, the Austrians need to keep retreating. They keep coming forward here. More line infantry. They'll try and pour some fire onto these Frenchies by the looks of it. They're trying to desperately hold this line. It's just not looking good. Morale here is not. They're in combat and in charge from the front. They're like getting in combat on this flank. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, this mass routing is going to just annihilate them. Again here as well, line infantry sounds like pretty. I mean, they're actually routing some French troops, but not many. Really, these guys need to retreat. They are getting flanked on both sides. We have cuirassiers now rushing forward here. They're going to try and break these French lines. I imagine that they'll try and break form square where possible. There you go, the cuirassiers try and do their bit. Can they break some of these lines? I do not know. There you go, cuirassiers now dueling, Austrian ones and French ones dueling there. And the Austrian ones have been broken. Just a mix of cavalry and musket fire there managed to break them. And this is all that remains out of the Austrian right. I mean, there is actually some back here as well, but yeah, it is. It's in a dire straits. But like, we've got Carabiniers back here, actually taking out artillery. Looks like he was on the retreat. We do also have some Uhlans here. They're going to try and dash over. They look like they might just about break these. No, they in fact break themselves. The Carabiniers carry on the fight. What madmen! You got line infantry that's desperately trying to break their Carabinier to no avail. These guys just goddamn too strong. And look at the amount of like Austrians here on the retreat. It is ridiculous. Any brave man would start to run now. We've got some grenadiers outside here, but the rest are inside this building here, ready to hold on, maybe to hold back the enemy. We do have artillery here for the Austrians resetting up, desperately firing again, trying to put some holes into some French lines here. Ready, aim, fire, boys. It's got to be quick and it's got to be prompt, because those French are getting closer by the second. Fire! There's so many French in front of you. Just aim. You can't miss. Really, you can aim that. Okay, fire over there. Something. Beautiful. Puts a big old hole into a line infantry unit there. You can hear more cavalry screams going off again. The Austrians here, they're in just full retreat. They're forming square where they can, but it doesn't really matter. House has been taken. That is, the farmhouse here has been taken. Looks by some Laguerre here actually. And I think actually the Laguerre have been kicked out of the building as some German infantry gets sent inside. So well, actually they haven't lost it just yet. But they look like they might. So a pretty tough fight there going on for that house. As the Austrians still not giving up the fight there. And the line is still the line battle is now moving down the line as more of the Austrian left comes into it, and the French right is now pushing forward as well. Large columns here of grenadiers of Oudinot going forward, and also line infantry here. It's a real shame because the Austrian left had held quite well up until now. It's really the Austrian right and centre that's kind of starting to falter. There's the guns here, just keep firing. Very nice. They're just trying to put some shots into those advancing French. And there you go. The Austrians have actually in fact retaken the building, just like that. And the French instantly sending in some line infantry. Gabriel Suchet being sent in. His infantry unit. And we do have some cuirassiers now coming across. And they're going to probably try and smash through and get to these guns here, which they should manage to do pretty easily. Oh, really good shot there by the artillery though. Put a big old hole inside the cuirassier unit. Maybe we can get another one off. I don't know if you saw it, but in the background there's so many cavalry that just went fly. There you go. Unfortunately, the artillery has been broken, even though they put up a stern defense there. Can these boys form square? Because they're going to need to. There's cuirasses in their back line. If not, then these cuirasses could just flank and take out this Austrian line here. We're going behind, deal with all these guys. Yeah, they have plenty of options.
Our men are running.
And there you go. The French retaking the farmhouse just like that. It changed hands quite a lot in a very short amount of time there. Yeah, the Austrians looking really, really dicey right now. And we actually have a bit more of a line fight out here. The Austrian infantry continues to fight against Bavarians here. And we in fact have more French being routed here. The Austrians managed to push them back, actually scaring off some grenadiers. These French are just a little bit too exhausted. They've bitten off more than they can chew, and they have been routed. But here we go, a charge into the back lines coming very soon here. But Etienne Champion D and Moussanti. Don't know why I'm trying to pronounce every French name here today, but he's charging into the back of all these Austrians. And in he goes, and he's going to rout these guys pretty easily because they have to turn and face the cavalry. Oh, another great charge going in over here. As more cuirasses just smash through the lines. They have an absolute field day today of the heavy cav of France. The Austrians desperately trying to make a last stand here. The French cav might break here. Yeah, it did in fact break. So there you go. That is one unit gone. The Royal Cravat. They've been routed. And the Austrians, again, still holding on this left flank by a tiny, tiny thread. Again, also Etienne's cuirasses here have been routed. If these Austrians can get back, I mean, I don't think they'll be able to hold out forever, but they'll be able to make a stand. Again, another solid stand of Austrians over here, and the French being forced into a line battle. And the general over here, the Austrian general, is just desperately holding on. I mean, a big push up this front here against the guns. I imagine the Austrians can't stop anything there. They're too busy dealing with artillery, cavalry, and infantry in front of them. Another great cavalry charge coming in here. There's some goons being sent in. Again, the Austrians just are vulnerable because they can't form square. And there you go, they all break. It's a sad sight. Yeah, I mean, these goons now can just cut down so many Austrians and milk up those kills. Even sadder to see. Milking kills. Again, the Austrians making offenses over here. Like, I mean, they did just lose that infantry unit. Making offenses here against the reserve grenadiers here. Who do not. They're going to charge in. They're going to take a volley in the face. Oh, no, they're going to get a bayonet charge. In come the grenadiers. The angriest men on the battlefield. Morale, you know, yeah, not looking good for those grenadiers. They might break. Yeah, they're getting pushed back. The morale is also not looking great. Oh, I don't know. Artillery shots in there from the French did just hit these Austrians pretty hard, and they are broken. And the Grenadiers are getting a bit more morale now, seeing as the Austrians are broken. They're just charging in. These men look like they were on the brink of breaking, and now they just help to rout like multiple units. These big angry Frenchmen doing God's work there. Or Napoleon's work, not really God's work, but some may call him a god. And yeah, now the Austrian centre, or like left of centre is all that left. The far left for the Austrians is all but gone. And yeah, it's kind of, the battle is all but really over at this point. We've got a big cuirassy unit here. It's not even seen combat yet. That's disgusting, to be honest. This is an Austrian player. I was just like, my gosh, that is one horrific sight. Is this one full cuirassy unit yet to descend on you? But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the battle was decided when that Austrian player decided to just like send in his troops and get himself killed. Made it into a 4v3, and yeah, we're not going to hold it. If we had managed to hold that line, which I think we could have done, we had plenty of infantry. We would have easily managed to repel the French, I feel. It wasn't exactly like the French could make it like difficult. They couldn't get around us. They had to come straight at us. Infantry here breaking, unfortunately, yep. They're just seeing all their comrades break, and the cavalry then charges in, and they're like, yep, this is not for us. So these dragoons might break, they're not looking exactly healthy. Morale is fluctuating. Looks like the artillery crew getting off its artillery, perhaps? I don't know what's happening there. Oh, we have more cavalry charging near. Cuirassies coming in. They might break the square, but at the same time, they look like they could break. Once they get bogged down, cuirassies, you know what? They're not the biggest of threats. Bog them down an infantry and shoot them with another infantry unit. You can kill them off quite quickly. Like as you're going to see here. This infantry unit is going to get into the flank, it's going to shoot it. And they've already broken, but this is the tactic you go for. And then they'll put a volley into the cuirassies and they're away. For the cuirassy unit over here, the Royal Cravats, they are back. But yeah, look at this. The healthy 124-man unit of cuirassies going to descend in here into these poor German infantry. And there you go. They're gone. The next one's going to go here. They're just breaking everything. Square or no square, they don't give a damn. And unfortunately, the guns are about to break. And all resistance for the Austrians is gone. I think there's an Austrian general. Oh no, this is not an Austrian general. This is Austrian. Oh no, yeah, he is here. Austrian general. Once he dies, that'll be all resistance gone. You imagine.
We have killed their general, sir.
There you
Now
go,
they
general
must
dead. There's a few
break.
random Austrian units still alive over here, but we'll just fast forward for now. And yeah, we will just wrap up this battle. But yeah, as you can see, it was already decided over on this flank. Once the charge and the Austrians are broken here, and reserves just weren't brought up, or if they were brought up, they were sent in suicidally. Really should have just retreated. You can see this long line of dead as just men have been cut down as well, milking those kills with those Frenchies. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that the player over here decided to just get himself killed. Really, just doesn't make for the greatest of battles. You have the Austrian infantry over here. They're going to charge these guns, try to take out this artillery over here, which is horse artillery of the Bavarians. But yeah, I mean, Battle of Ulm. It's going to be a historical victory again. I mean, instead of like 40,000 men surrendering, 40,000 men are going to die instead on the battlefield. A big waste for Austria there. But yep, Napoleon did win again, as expected. And it's a cool scenario, like the Austrians being surrounded and having to deal with that. Well, they actually might get it, you know. They are getting this artillery. You know what? Finally silencing this Bavarian artillery that's pounded them for so long. There you go. What is coming over to deal with them? We've got some dragoons. I imagine this infantry can't form squares, so they should be able to deal with them simply enough. Yeah, that is the final unit. A small little win there for Austria, taking out an artillery piece. I think that might be the only one that they actually managed to take out all game, because the French just had them really well positioned, or like so far back that the Austrians just couldn't get to them. But yeah, Battle of Ulm, it's a historical battle, but just with a little bit of a twist, and it's a historical victory as well. With the Austrians being defeated, I'm excited to see the kills. I have a feeling the French have got some massive kills here. But yeah, we'll see. Is this Dragoon going to charge in? You know, come on, Jean. We don't need to wait around. Just charge in, kill these poor Austrians, put them out of their misery. In he goes. A very strange angle went in there, but he did eventually arrive. And breaking those Austrians very easily. There you go. There's still plenty of Frenchies on the battlefield. I think this is all that's left. So there's a decent amount left, to be fair. But there you go. A victory for the French. This was sent in by Cyrus, who was playing as the French and like the Bavarian corps. Got 2,000, nearly 500 kills. I think a lot of them were milking, but I'm not sure. Did lose just about 1,000 men. Did lose the most. Well done to him, to Thundernut, to G, and to Richard, who were all playing as the French. Yeah, I was playing as one of the Austrian armies that did get absolutely annihilated along with the rest. Johnny the Buffoon getting nearly 1,000 kills. Sniper getting nearly 700. And yeah, Major Sharp, unfortunately, just got his army killed. And yeah, it cost us the game, really. And then we have, 420 kills with some of these infantry. 300 with another. 278 with 2 grenadier units. Both getting 278. Very similar. But yeah, some really good kills there. That is for sure. But there you go, guys. The Battle of Ulm. I hope you did enjoy it. If you want to see more NTW3 historical battles, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and a comment, show your support. Feel free to join the Discord. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Till then,